And Christine Regan Lake here. Welcome back to my podcast. So today we're going to talk about money, and specifically, I'd like to talk about the belief I'm not very good with money. So a lot of people struggle with money and their relationship with money. And if you understand what's at the core of it, they have this underlying belief that I'm not very good with money. I'm not good at managing it. I'm not good at spending it. I'm not good at investing it. Investing it is too complicated, things like that. So the first question that I would ask is, who told you that story? Right? All of these beliefs that we have are simply stories. Doesn't mean they're true, but if we believe it, then we will make it true. So if you at some level have the belief that, or fear around, I'm not very good with money, money's complicated, I can't manage it very well, I'm not good at investing, things like that, you really need to ask, where did that belief come from? Did it come from your parents? Did you see your mother or father being bad with money, being unable to handle their finances intelligently, things like that? And so did you subconsciously absorb that? Or did they literally say that to you? Have they made comments to you about how you manage your money, how you should be spending your money, things like that? So the first thing is you really need to identify where that belief came from. And then ideally, in an ideal world, what you would do is you would release that belief that's energetically anchored into your system, and you can do that with energy work. I've talked about that many times. You know, I'm an energy healer. So you want to get rid of that belief. But what can you do if you know that you have that belief and you need to start doing a brain retrain? Well, there are a few simple techniques that you can do to embrace kind of money disciplines that will start to reverse that belief that you have that you're not good with money. Some obvious ones are to, create a budget and follow the budget if you're not currently doing that. But there are two things that the rich do that people who are not wealthy may or may not do. The first is they tithe. So tithing comes from the Bible, and tithing is where you give the first 10% of your income to God or to a nonprofit, but basically that tithing, that 10%, is your expression of gratitude for all the blessings that you have in your life. And when you tithe, when you give your gratitude to the universe and you're expressing in the 3D physical form of putting your money where your mouth is in terms of your gratitude, that will come back to you tenfold. It's, some of the most wealthy people in the world have done it. John D. Rockefeller did it. Oprah Winfrey does it. Tony Robbins does it. It's a very common practice for the wealthy because they understand it's one of the laws of the universe. So tithing, 10%. You do the first 10%, and then after that you move forward. But it's the very first thing that you do. Also, the second thing that the wealthy do is they pay themselves first, which means they don't pay all their bills and whatever's left over afterwards is what they save. They save before they pay their bills. So the first thing they do is they pay the first 10% for tithing, whether it's to their church, to a nonprofit, whatever. And then the very next thing they do is they pay themselves first. So what percentage do they pay? Depends on who you talk to. There was a hedge fund manager I read who recommended 30%. He personally saved 30% of his income and then paid his bills after that. One of the most famous investors of all time, Sir John Templeton, personally embraced saving 50% of his income. He learned to live on 50% of his income, and he became one of the wealthiest individuals in the world and investors. So you personally have to decide what is the right percentage for you. But I can guarantee you, I started embracing this, both tithing and paying myself first several years ago. And it absolutely does a brain retrain for you because I had those beliefs. I had the beliefs that I was scared about investing. I was, that I just wasn't good with it because I wasn't good at math and all that other stuff. But the monthly discipline of every single day when you get paid to go and tithe and then to pay yourself first it creates that new neural pathway in your brain that says, I am good with money. I am managing my finances. And it really does create those new neural pathways that will serve you long term. And you're setting yourself up for your future. How you want to invest is up to you, whether you want to put it into your paper assets in your 401k plan, or if you want to put it in hard assets, things like that. But the monthly discipline of paying yourself first, no matter what, will create a massive brain retrain for you. And it also feeds and nourishes the self-worth, because the reality is, I don't care who you have to pay, your electric bill, your mortgage bill, whatever, nobody's more important than you. Nothing is more important than your future, right? So your retirement is a priority, and you decide whether it's going to be 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever. If you haven't been good in the past about saving and you have the capacity now, it would be advisable to up it, right? So if you hadn't typically in the past been very good about saving, then maybe for you, make sure it's the 30% that you're paying yourself first every month, as opposed to like 20% or 10%. But whatever it is, start today. And I can guarantee you that with every month that goes by that you are paying yourself first, you are literally telling your subconscious mind, I matter. I'm good with my finances. I'm taking care of my future. It's a very, very powerful brain retrain. So I hope you found value in that, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.